Did you know that of Jesus' 39 parables, 11 of them are about money? Well, Jesus teaches us many lessons about money, one of which is that money isn't to be stockpiled away only for us to build bigger barns in order to hold our wealth. No, if we have been abundantly blessed, we are to give generously to help build God's kingdom here on earth. So what does this mean? Hello, I'm Kathy Bartow. I'm going to read two parables, the parable of the rich fool and the parable of the three slaves, which is also called the parable of the talents. Listen to Jesus as he tells the parable of the rich fool. It's found in Luke chapter 12, verses 13 to 21. Someone in the crowd spoke to Jesus. "Teacher," he said, "tell my brother to divide the family property with me." Jesus replied, "Friend, who made me a judge or umpire between you?" Then he said to them, "Watch out. Be on your guard against wanting to have more and more things. Life is not made up of how much a person has." Then Jesus told them a story. He said, "A certain rich man's land produced a very large crop. He thought to himself, 'What should I do? I don't have any place to store my crops.' Then he said, 'This is what I'll do. I'll tear down my barns and build bigger ones. I will store my extra grain in them. I'll say to myself, you have plenty of grain stored away for many years. Take life easy, eat, drink, and have a good time.' But God said to him, 'You foolish man, tonight I will take your life away from you. Then who will get what you have prepared for yourself? That is how it will be for whoever stores things away for themselves, but is not rich in the sight of God.'" Now, what should the rich man have done? Should he have given away a certain percentage of his crops to those less fortunate? Should he have used his fortune to help foster God's kingdom here on earth? What do you think this rich man should have done with his wealth? Now, the parable of the talents. That's found in Luke chapter 19, verses 12 to 27. While the people were listening to these things, Jesus told them a story. He was near Jerusalem. The people thought that God's kingdom was going to appear right away. Jesus said, "A man from an important family went to a country far away. He went there to be made king and then return home. So he sent for 10 of his slaves. He gave them each about 3 months' pay. 'Put this money to work until I come back,' he said. But those he ruled over hated him. They sent some messengers after him. They were sent to say, 'We don't want this man to be our king.' But he was made king and returned home. Then he sent for the slaves he had given the money to. He wanted to find out what they had earned with it. The first came to him. He said, 'Sir, your money has earned 10 times as much.' 'You have done well done, my good slave,' his master replied. 'You have been faithful in a very small matter, so I will put you in charge of 10 towns. The second slave came to his master. He said, 'Sir, your money has earned 5 times as much.' His master answered, 'I will put you in charge of 5 towns. Then another slave came. He said, 'Sir, here is your money. I have kept it hidden in a piece of cloth. I was afraid of you. You are a hard man. You take out what you did not put in. You harvest what you did not plant.' His master replied, 'I will judge you by your own words, you evil slave. So you knew that I am a hard man. You knew that I take out what I did not put in. You knew that I harvest what I did not plant. Then why didn't you put my money in the bank? When I came back, I could have collected it with interest.' Then he said to those standing by, 'Take his money away from him. Give it to the one who has 10 times as much.' 'Sir,' they said, 'he already has 10 times as much.' He replied, 'I tell you that everyone who has will be given more. But here is what will happen to anyone who has nothing. Even what they have will be taken away from them. And what about my enemies who did not want me to be king over them? Bring them here, kill them in front of me. Jesus wants us to be good stewards of all of our blessings. This includes our financial blessings. Until next time, peace be with you.